Hello and welcome to this episode of In the Clutches of the Cult. My name is John Gerdebed. I am the GM for this campaign. With Hamarhaast sunk below the waves, the group head back to Summit Hall to debrief about their mission.
Have you seen the giant symbol in the sky?
We have heard some reports of it, yes. It is disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
Vishak is looking into it.
That's good. That's good.
But Hamarhaast is not a threat any longer.
Nope. Pretty sure it's sunk beneath the waves as we were flying away.
Excellent. And she goes. She just pulls off a little mountain picture from the map and puts it to the side.
Just in case it comes back.
Well, she's not going to destroy the mountain.
I need it. Another volcano might turn up.
Yeah, you never know when another volcano is going to appear.
Exactly.
With a different coloured dragon.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be green next time.
Oh yeah, very nice.
I'm partial to black dragons myself. They're cool.
Green goes nicely in next to the red.
They are sort of looking at the map, and you notice there's a new cross marked in the Desserin Valley.
Oh. Do we know where? Can we see where that is?
Make me a perception check.
Ooh, I would like to get in on that as well.
Or any of us, or just
Any of you looking?
I think we know where it is.
I'm pretty sure we know where it is.
we even know the house it's where they intersect.
It is on the Desserin River, midway between the Sumber Hills and in the midpoint of the Sumber Hills. Is it? 1 minute. Let me double check. Yeah, it's between the Sumber Hills and the Desserin Hills on the river itself.
What's that? Points to it.
It should be the long bridge, the stone bridge.
It's in the region, yes. We had some dwarven archaeologists who have had to stop work after the recent earthquakes caused damage to their tunnels. They've been looking into an ancient underground dwarven city in the area.
Very interesting.
What's the name of that city?
They call it Tia Basil.
Huh.
No spoilers.
I don't know what you mean.
Can you type it for us, John?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Just in case.
For anyone making notes, Tia Basil, ancient dwarven city.
I get the feeling I don't need to use my keen mind feat for that one.
You would recognize it as a. You recognize it as that. It's a ancient dwarven city. You would know that it was uncovered about a decade ago as part of the cult uprisings, and that presumably from this information, dwarf archaeologists have been looking into it.
As long as they don't look, beneath it, we'll be fine.
But they have had to pull out recently.
Should we go check that out? I mean, where do we have any leads on the angel in handcuffs?
Well, I don't know how Vishak and his research is doing.
We can go and check. We can go and check after this.
I-
Leave a forwarding at time.
I believe that you were. You might want to spend some time in the library. I think this is a minor problem at the moment. We'll let you know if it grows.
Is it time to go to the library?
It is, yes. Before, and then when this thing becomes a world-ending cataclysm, they'll call us.
Yeah, we'll get in touch.
Yeah, heroes on call.
Going back to the gold dragon, is it a threat, or is it just a rumor?
Gold dragons, you would know, are not a threat.
Right. I'm glad, because it's a protector of Neverwinter.
Gold dragons are the exact opposite of a threat.
Good. So,
They're almost pure good.
So,
Typically, for the sake of backstory and lore for people who might not necessarily know dragons in D&D, there are typically two dragon types that all other dragons fall into. You have your chromatic dragons, or your coloured dragons, who are typically evil and out for themselves. And you have your metallic dragons, who have the metallic scales, who are for the most part good.
that is good to hear.
Now, obviously, they are all not humans, and therefore don't necessarily have the same viewpoints of what good and evil actually are. But for the most part, any metallic dragon is more likely going to be out for the greater good, and any chromatic dragon are going to be out for their own personal gain.
Well, you never know. In the future, we might encounter Palarandusk.
Yes.
Palarandusk, yes. I would be nice to meet him. Well, he's a protector of my hometown, so.
Before we leave, Lady Stormbanner, I'd like to ask you,
Yes.
just in case we need to get a hold of you out in the field, and we need to get a hold of you in a hurry, or you need to get a hold of us in a hurry. Do you have any means of communication?
Yes, I think you've proved yourselves quite worthy of... she goes over to a small cabinet she has, opens it up, and pulls out a pair of matching black smooth stones. And she hands one to you and takes one over to the desk and puts it down. Does your group have a collective name, or shall I just put one of yours down on the...
I mean, we tend to switch out a lot.
So I'd say the Castle of Briar.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just call it, if you just note it down as Castle Briar, that's probably be sufficient.
Mhm.
She makes a little note and sticks it to the stone.
I turn over the stone, and I say, "Oh, somebody's written Baxter's here on the back of this stone."
Yeah, some people don't look after them as well as they should do.
Yes.
But this will allow us to send small communications between each other. Should you
Thank
be
you.
in desperate need, or should we?
That'd be very useful. Thank you very much.
And do try to return it in working order. This time, Bond.
Pointedly does not press the red button on the side that says self-destruct.
Why would they put a button there?
I don't know.
And why would they make it a shiny red button too?
It looks so shiny, I just want to press it.
No.
Ah, sad face.
You head back to the library. And there's just sort of a pile of books on the table.
Ooh.
Um,
There's enough to make a fort there.
Hold on, I'm just going to put down Sending Stone on my character sheet.
Fair enough.
At least you got a record.
I also get the spell from it.
Ooh.
And Archivist Vishak and Rupert are there. And a male elf is also in the room. This is Yukon Bukhari.
Well met. Oh, so it's spelled like the
Like the Canadian.
like the Canadian territory. Gotcha.
And he greets all of you. He has straight auburn hair and bright green eyes and very prominent elven ears. I am a mage with the knights here.
Oh.
I specialize in conjuration magic.
The Conjurer.
I conjured a cough.
In our Warforged friend. That's very impressive.
Vishak asked me here to show you. You mentioned the symbol in the sky.
Yes. Have you seen it?
I haven't noticed it myself, but when did you say it appeared?
Last night?
I believe it's been in the sky all the time. It's just it's easier to see at night.
You first saw it 2 nights previously.
2 nights previously.
He and Vishak shared a concerned look. It has been difficult to cast certain conjuration magics for the past 2 days. There is... it matches up with how long you say this symbol... when this symbol first appeared to you in the sky. And he starts to summon, and he does a very similar spell to Borrowed, and summons a air elemental.
Ooh.
Creepers go flying everywhere. Librarian is furious.
And he of course rolls a natural 20. But you can see there's more effort on his face than normal with this spell, as if it's harder to pull the creature into existence, but he manages to, and the swirling form of the air elemental stands there. It has been difficult to summon creatures from other planes for the last couple of days. I fear that the symbol in the sky and this difficulty are connected, and if it is faint at the moment, I worry what will happen if it gets brighter.
Do you think it's coming from another plane then?
It could be some sort of a weakness between the planes or something coming from another plane. It's difficult to say at the moment, but Vishak and I and Rupert, no doubt, will... I mean, I can't do what I normally do at the moment, so we'll look into this together.
Do you think the disturbance is centered around a particular point on the land?
It is... it doesn't appear to be at the moment. It could be that we are too close to the epicenter to be able to determine the outer edge of its radius, or it could be that it just covers the entire plane of our existence. We have communications with as many corners of Toril as we can, and we are waiting to hear back from them all. But at the moment we have not heard anything from them yet. We will be in touch when we do.
Borrowed is just deep concern about Geo.
Mm-hmm.
I just got this cool power I can talk to him, and now I can't even summon him?
I mean, have you tried summoning him?
Not recently, no. Haven't had the need.
With your permission, could my friend here try to summon his familiar?
What?
Do you think it wise in a library?
Well, hold on. If we're talking about Flare, she's right here, and Bard will snap.
And Flare appears.
Flare's fine. It's mostly Geo that I'm concerned about, the one that takes, you know, an actual sort of bit of effort to do. Much more powerful magics are needed to contact my friends on the other planes of existence.
You've got friends on the other side?
You've got friends?
You're getting married?
You're getting married?
My witness.
Here we go.
Me?
Oh, here it comes, here it comes.
I am making that t-shirt for myself at the moment.
What, you're married?
No, I'm mind.
A mind witness?
Do you want to try and summon Geo?
I'm gonna just, out of curiosity, I'm going to step outside of the library into like a courtyard, and then attempt to summon Geo.
Make me a charisma check.
Ooh. Okay, well, that's been used. Charisma. Oh. Thank goodness I'm handsome, hopefully. Come on. No.
Not handsome enough, apparently.
No.
You summon Geo, and you
Oh,
concentrate on the spell, and it is, you feel the effort, and Geo eventually appears in front of you, but you take a level of exhaustion.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hey, buddy. Oh, man. And Bard just sort of like, as Geo's just sort of standing there, Bard's just gonna wrap his hands around the massive torso and just go, hi.
Geo
man.
reaches down to help prop you up.
Oh,
You are
Wow, that-
speaking.
yeah. Yeah, I am. I picked up something because I was... The neural
We
thing.
understand you.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you cool with the name Geo, by the way? I just started kind of just calling you that.
Yes.
Cool. If you could do me a massive favor and just put me on your shoulders for a little bit. I'm just gonna stop walking for a bit.
He heaves you up onto his shoulders.
Thank you so much.
I've been here 12 months ago, and already.
There was more trouble getting here than normal.
Yeah, there's
Interplanar roadworks.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a and Borrowed will like just sort of point to the sky and say there's a giant symbol of this in the sky that arrived 2 days ago that is making it difficult for any conjuration magic to appear. So
Gio sort of lets out a low rumble that isn't really language, just sort of concern.
Yeah. That's fair. Don't worry though. From this test, I'm still able to send you a message to get you on over here, and it just took one out of me, really. I'm gonna sleep nice tonight, hopefully. But yeah, it's just a bit.
Be careful.
I will. Ooh, John, you know what I just realized?
What?
Arcane Gate is a conjuration spell.
That's fine. That had no effect.
It's like summoning creatures to this plane
Yes.
is more difficult. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, this is a specific type of conjuration magic that is affected by this.
Okay, good. I just... Whew.
Meanwhile, back inside the library, I need to go back to my notes on what you can find in the library.
Books.
Surprisingly, that is on my list, yes.
Some sort of manuscript.
Would you guys like to make me a investigation check for researching into Malazan or Palarandusk?
Of course.
I have
I'll just tell you which one we're doing.
No, it's kind of all the same research at the moment.
Okay, 15.
Investigation.
One exhaustion.
13.
I have I'm gonna look, but I have disadvantage on it, so... what's my investigation? I've got proficiency investigation. Ooh, +5. Very nice.
Luna nearly intimidated the books.
Nope. No, haha, no thanks.
I am going to give Sage a flash of genius to add a +5 to it.
Yay! There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
I've just got another 20.
Between Sage and Luna,
The least I can do since I critically failed.
Thank you.
Sage and you spend some time poring through the books, and you find out about Palarandusk, that he defended Neverwinter and Waterdeep. You kind of find out a lot of the same stuff that you'd found out from Vishak.
Yeah. Okay.
And then between you and Luna, you start seeing more stories of things. You find a story of Ithrimbil.
Where are all these names coming from?
A lot of the place names and character names for the dragon are coming from lore
Ooh.
and deep research into the Sword's Coast. You find stories of an Ithrimble, a gnomish mining town in the western Sword Mountains, where they mention having a spirit protector known as the Unseen Protector, who appeared just after the settling of the small village.
Okay.
Which you sort of tie into about the same time that Palarandusk disappeared from Waterdeep and Neverwinter. This gnomish mining village was set up sort of between the two places.
So there's definitely some sort of connection.
And they also they had a protector that was called the Unseen Protector because nobody saw who it was. There was just sort of a guardian there that protected the miners and sort of stopped several events that could have halted the life in the village.
Gentlemen and ladies, I think you need to just check these books, check these manuscripts. I think I found a name for a gnomish mining facility.
Oh, what's the name of the gnomish mining facility? Asking the sage.
Yithrimble. And they have a thing.
Yithrimble.
Yithrimble, yes.
Yithrimble.
Yeah, that's the one.
Are you positive it's not Constantinople?
Yeah, I am sure.
Constantinople.
Sean would like to know what dyslexic wrote that name.
I can't read that one. As I am dyslexic.
Yithrimble. Think of thimble, like the thing you put on your thumb.
Irithimble.
Yeah. Irithimble. Yeah, so Unseen Protector, and obviously by the stories that it says here that the Protector, known as Paralandusk, there's definitely a pattern here. Can I ask the curator if Lyrithimble is in this region?
He looks over and looks through. Sean also points out, Kiri, that she is also dyslexic and her brain is noping out on that word as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I can't read it.
Sean, just write it down. Just write it with the crayon or something.
I mean, I'm to be fair, I'm looking at that word and it's not an easy one to pronounce. It's a whole bundle of letters.
It is hurting. Yeah, so I asked the librarian if he's got a map. Or
he goes over his maps, and I'm going to try and find. Do I still have a map of the North on this game? Yes, I do.
I take it from being a person of Neverwinter. Would I have heard stories of Palarandra?
You may have heard. Sean says she's going to call it Leith.
Leith. Oh, that's a good one.
You would have heard ancient sort of fairy stories.
Yeah, I was going to say
thing,
bedtime,
like bedtime stories.
Bedtime stories.
You know, the great hero Palarandusk who saved the town, and who happened to be a golden dragon, and sort of in some of the stories, he would be a knight wearing full gold armor. In sort of that way that the story has changed over time and has taken on different meanings to different people.
My mother and father used to read me stories of this dragon and about a knight in shining gold armor. I've always wanted to be that knight. Funny, right? That it's actually true. Right, Borrowed?
Yeah, it is kind of funny.
I was only a wee boy, but yeah. Is this place far then? Find the
He
map. Find the
he
map.
looks at his map, and he finds Ithrimble on it.
God. Cursed name.
And he explains that it is located in a narrow valley better known as Felrenden, not Ferelden. Felrenden, high in the cradle between three mountain peaks, southwest of Leylon, on the western edge of the Sword Mountains. The three mountains themselves are known as Mount Sternhelm, Mount Ardabad, and Mount Feldir.
What was the second one?
Mount Ardabad.
I'm going to spell these in my way.
Well, I think they are.
I'm going to spell them how I think.
I'll pop them all in the chat for anybody who
Yes, I
wants to.
spelled Sternhelm right. Ooh, I spelled Ardabad right as well. Come on. Oh no, I done an F for Feldir. Typical.
Do you think Do you think anyone else has made the joke about Mount Ardabad? And I think they are.
What do you mean? Oh, Ardabad.
Yeah.
Funny.
It's
Thank you.
about 170 miles from where you are at the moment.
How many days travel is that, John?
It's about 2 days. Hang on, how
days?
far? Is it 2 days, 3 days? It's 170 miles. Isn't really
It's
that far.
about a day's travel by castle.
Cool.
That's not bad. Yeah, guys, gather round. What do you think on this situation? Is it the place that we need to go, or should we ask some more questions about the other stories we've heard?
Well, I mean, what are we... So we're investigating... Just hold on. Taking a couple of steps back. We're investigating the angel in handcuffs, or whatever that dude's name is. That the powerful dragon whose chest piece Milo broke and I absorbed. And then we're going after the new fifth cult. What else?
We're investigating the angel in chains, thinking he might be the unchained one.
Yeah, chain one, yeah.
Right.
Then we're also looking into the dragon that apparently sealed him away because he might know something at the very least.
And him
Wow.
being a golden dragon, he can actually help us.
And at the same time, we're trying to find out information about the Undying Soul cult, who apparently probably took Brian.
Well, let's go talk to the dragon yet, then. If, we think we know where it is, I think that's a pretty solid lead, because, I mean, it'll get us information on
And we can
one
at
of
least
them.
we can at least get a relatively decent account of it, considering books have a tendency to be maybe a bit wrong.
I don't know. I don't really read
We don't have
history, anyway. I don't really read history.
we don't have a lot of information at the moment on the dwarves in the middle of the valley, do we?
Well,
No.
I mean, that's not really, pertinent. She's the leader of this place, the name I've already forgotten.
Lady Usian Stormbringer.
Yes,
Banner.
her. Stormbanner.
Stormbanner.
Well, she has a means to contact us if she needs us.
Very well. So let's go talk to a dragon, peacefully this time, and we won't
Hey.
have to fight it, hopefully.
Sean
we're not.
says,
It's gonna
Sean
be great.
says, Feldir makes me think of an old lady saying, "Can you help me up by Feldir?"
Oh, really, Sean? Really?
It's a good joke.
It's
was
a
a
good
good joke.
joke. That is cringe.
Loved that joke. Anyway, shall we go to the Gold Dragon, or at least the last place the Gold Dragon was?
I would like to ask the curator if there's any more, like the stories that I was told as a young boy. Can I borrow some books, if they have any, about Hamarhaast?
I mean, we don't normally lend out books just to anybody, but you seem to have proved yourself. Yes.
We've got, very good business with you guys, and we obviously will come back with more information.
Yes, I think I can. Rupert! And Rupert scurries off into the stacks and brings back a small pile of books that all sort of have the seal of the town of Neverwinter on the spine.
Oh, that's a nice image to see. And guys, just quickly, yeah, Sage smiles.
You've not seen this before.
Sage smiles.
We suspect body snatchers.
It's a mimic. Thank you so much.
Sean also wants me to point out that it is something that will help her remember the name, so shut up.
Would you like a small contribution to these books?
You can bring back more information.
Okay, that is a deal. Not the dragon's head.
Probably not Palarandusk's, no. If he is even still there.
Yeah, of course. No, yes, you have my word. As an honourable paladin of Neverwinter.
You're a paladin?
Yes. Did you
Since
not
when?
know?
No one tells me anything.
You saw, like, I had to do that. I had to heal. I had to smite.
He has been smotoring.
I've been smiting since like the last 3 sessions.
What are sessions?
I don't know. It just came in my head.
Yeah, no one, like.
It's a long story, bro. But I'm sure I can tell you when we get to the castle.
Tanny has redeemed some of the FBF XP points to say, dragons.
Nice.
Dragons, excellent. Dragons are cool. Yes, Borrowed. I can tell you everything that you need to know about the paladin side of me.
I'm already good with one multi-class. I think John would be very disappointed if I multi-classed again. So honestly, I'm like, good.
Join the paladin side.
No, I don't want to turn this. I don't want to turn Borrowed into a coffee lock. Hex blade paladin.
Storm sorcerer.
Storm sorcerer multi-class. With who can technically smite with just all of the 5th level spell slots he has. No, thank you. I'm good. It's fine, thank you.
Sage takes the books and puts them underneath his arm.
So you guys, it's been a couple of hours of time researching in the library. Are you going to set off now? Do you want to do any more research into any other chained candidates, or
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I'm Borrowed's good. Don't know about the rest of the party, but Borrowed's good. Borrowed's ready to sail on out of there.
There's one that Steele is technically very interested in, but he doesn't think he's going to find anything about said being, considering it's the she who crawls, where we don't even know her name, because knowing her name makes her stronger. So
Okay.
So he doubts you'll find anything of worth, so he won't bother looking.
That now works.
Ooh.
Just because he's curious.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys are just going to head off
Yes.
to Thrimble.
Yep.
And anything you guys... You've got another day of travel on the castle, so you'll have a full night's rest, so any exhaustion goes away.
Cool. Yes, I'd actually need to talk to... Ooh, Milo isn't here, so I guess the next best thing would be a Sola, actually.
So after all, you're all alone now.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh,
Come
that
on.
happened,
I
didn't
never,
it?
I never really help people with their loneliness.
Not like that.
I don't know why I couldn't become a counselor, but still.
Yeah, I don't know. Borrowed is going to take off any magical items that he has and just show up to Asola's, which is only one magical item, really. Sure, just sort of find Asola wherever Asola is.
Probably. What time of day is it?
What's the time?
Are you going immediate? Like, how quickly after getting onto the castle are you going, Borrowed?
Like, he got all sort of dressed up and fancy to go back to the place where he was knighted, and also to look through some books. But really, just like maybe like a half an hour after getting
Okay.
back onto the ship.
It's probably about 9:30 at this point, Asola.
the
or
morning?
evening?
Evening.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's you spent most of the day travelling to Summit Hall. You spent a couple of hours researching there, so it is late, very late in the day as you set off. But that's not really a problem for you because the castle goes throughout the night.
Yeah. I'm gonna be out on the ramparts watching the castle fly, basically.
Okay.
Watching the ground and the sky go by, not watching the castle fly. That'd be silly.
Right. Yeah. Bard would just approach and say, Asola, can I ask a bit of a favor from you?
Of course, if it's something I can do, of course.
Do you know you're quite a powerful magic user? I was just wondering if you had access to this a certain spell, I think detect magic.
I don't believe I do. However, I can't change spells if I'm not leveling up.
No.
No. I don't know. Although I have heard that paladins can have access to this spell.
Okay, I'll ask the other two then. I don't really want to bother Luna at this point. She's kind of been having a hard time of it. Thank you though. It's just that it turns out that there's something that is still lodged in me that I don't want lodged in me anymore. Yeah. And then he's gonna go bother Steel.
So, Steel, it's about 9:45 at this point. Where is Steel?
Steel it'd probably just be kind of. I think he'd possibly be trying to like work some of the various armor pieces we've gathered into more like workable things to be able to make stuff out of, so like making them into plates,
Okay.
something. So yeah, he'll be
So in the forge,
just in the forge, just
working away.
just working.
Borrowed is going to peek beside the door and like push/levitate into the room and just sort of slide up next to Steel, laying down in the middle of there, and says, "Hey, Steel, I need a bit of a favor.
What favor would that be?
Do you have access to the spell Detect Magic?
Yes.
Cool. I'm not wearing anything magical at the moment, and Bard will drop down to his feet from the levitate spell. And can I? Could you just point it at me, and just see if there's just anything.
Looks suspicious.
If you
Well, as suspicious as he can look.
narrows eyes.
You just hear like that.
There's just like loading fax machine noises in the background.
No
Sean
AOL.
says, I like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
idea
yeah.
that steel has a thinking tone.
Yeah.
Your call is important to us. Please hold.
It's just I realized when things from the island that I was on, Sparrow Falls, I almost died via kobold kamikazes, and I think parts. I was also wearing armor made of the blood of Discordia, and he'll like look around as soon as he says her name.
There's a flash of red in his eyes.
And I think one of the pieces of said armor and horn jewelry is still technically in me after my horns exploded and the breastplate that I was wearing also exploded. So if I could get like just a little checkup, I'd be very grateful.
Just stares for a moment.
Well, Hollywood's
Sit.
greatest thing with
Just like points to a seat in the.
Bard will sit.
that ball taken into great serious victory.
Steel turns around with a huge drill and things.
Like just this massive saw.
I feel like this being this is something that obviously is bothering him. He's going to do a full checkup. So it's just going to be like about 20 of his spiders are going to crawl out of the bag and just like fully go over him. Just like checking every single bit.
I'm not freaking out. 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 It's fine. They're only metal spiders. It's okay.
Sean's
Like one crawls right up to your eye and like opens the eyelid to get a good look inside.
Sean's message in the chat just makes me think the Dr. Mario theme is now playing.
That's one of the spiders is the one with the tiny nurse's cap on.
Amazing. I love that. I love that so much.
About 20 small...
I don't even know where it got it from. I didn't put it on it.
It always fights you when you try to take it off of it as well.
Yeah, it's like he really loves that hat. I like to imagine every spider has its own little personality that Steel had nothing to do with.
The spiders crawl over you, Borrowed. And Steel, eventually after... it says an action, but after a little while...
hell, I'll if necessary, I'll cast it multiple times.
You get a... Borrowed is magic.
Yeah, I am.
There is a magical aura coming off of Borrowed.
He's a magic user.
Because he is a magic user. He has a deep connection to magic, and you can see the storm... you see storm clouds swirling around him. as well as a deep connection to the Feywild that comes from both his upbringing and his hexblade. But you notice something else that's growing within him.
You're pregnant.
What?
Sort of.
Oh no.
There's a small shard that is lodged somewhere in the chest. That is radiating a powerful divine magic.
He's gonna just walk straight up to him and just, what are you wearing?
He's got like on just like sort of just a casual like white loose fitting shirt, just like casual wear, I guess.
Yeah, so just like walks straight up to you, just pulls the shirt up.
I mean, I'm not sure.
I'm looking on his torso for like any sort of like not really bullet holes, but like entry wounds.
Oh, there are so many. There are so many just all across his torso.
Hmm.
I mean, I could have just taken my shirt off if you wanted me to.
It's like I suppose there's no real way to really kind of like narrow down the kind of area.
Well, since John said chest area, I assume it's like just sort of upper abdomen, like right around.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see if there's like a particular entry wound there, because it's like yeah, that one.
You spend a bit of time with the spiders.
Nurse Spider at the forefront.
Nurse Spider specifically crawling over the area, and you eventually manage to track it down to the specific scar that seems to have sort of a burn wound pattern around it.
I gotta say, this kind of tickles.
So
I'm
it's
trying
just
my
like,
hardest not to move.
as soon as it's like pointed out and like he knows which one, he just puts his finger on it. There.
Oh, that one?
There's something in there.
Ooh, okay.
It's divination, and it's a shard of something.
Yeah,
it's
that
divine magic. It is not divination.
Not divine magic, sorry.
Well, at least I know I've got a shard of breastplate lodged in my chest. Maybe a piece of cobalt. I don't know. Do you mind, if we get, like, healing equipment and maybe, like, a cleric or someone who knows some decent things about this, do you mind taking it out?
Quickly check spell list to see if there's anything that might be able to help, but I don't think that will. Nope, I don't have anything, I don't think. So, if we get someone who's more trained in medicine, then I will definitely assist in the removal.
Bard's gonna put his shirt back on. Thank you. This has just kind of been worrying me. Also, the reason I kind of know about this is because I had another one of those weird dreams. You know, the one...
The one with the pyramid you mentioned before.
Yes. Similar pyramid, except this time, you know the heart thing that red dragon had, who I've already forgotten the name of? That was now glowing and sort of pulsing on top of it in the time to my own heartbeat, which is a little terrifying.
That is very terrifying. You didn't tell me that.
Wait, what the hell? What are you doing in here? Have you been here the entire time?
Yeah.
What's your stealth score, man?
Actually, I can tell you that my stealth is 1.
I have really bad passive perception. Anyway, besides the point.
I just emerge out of nowhere.
Sage was just lying in the corner the whole time.
Yeah, he's just been sleeping in here now.
Here out of nowhere. I'm an agent. I'm a secret agent.
This is getting borrowed back for all the times that he pranked Sage in the volcano with Geo just appearing out of walls.
Just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this voice talked to me and said that they were looking for a host and said that I wasn't a good host, and they said they would it was a female voice. So she said that Discordia was like on the rise again, and that me absorbing that like weird Fireheart good book series, but whatever. That Fireheart just accelerated their plans. So yeah, if we could get this out and then locked away somewhere as soon as possible so I don't do it even more, would be very nice.
Seems very important to do that.
Yeah.
If it's okay, shall I tell them about what I told you the other night about my dream?
I mean, I did recommend that we shared it with the rest of the group.
You have a dream too? Just turns to Sage.
Should we get a Soul and Lunar in here? I think like everyone.
I think it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Should we get a musical number about all having dreams going?
I have a dream that.
Are you having roughly around 1 million dreams of keeping you awake?
Or
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of the former slaves and sons of the former slaves owners will be able to sit together at the table of brotherhood.
Do you dream of what the world could be, or the kind of world you'd like to see?
anyone have 2 small unicorns?
Luna?
Preferably made out of porcelain.
Luna? I'm sure she has like a whole entire collection on her shelf.
And Luna collects ceramic unicorn.
They're made of ice, so compressed that they actually like look like crystals.
Ooh.
I mean, John, could I make a unicorn out of my crystals?
Let's. We're getting off topic.
Anyway. Speaking
Bard is going to go get a Sola and Luna and bring them to the workshop.
Yeah.
But hold on, if we're all in the workshop, who's flying the ship?
Volcano.
End of campaign.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck the helper was that Milo got, I can't remember his name.
Remus.
Remus.
I'm still here, guys.
Is Remus still here?
I'm assuming so. There was nothing about him going away.
I've never left.
He's not the groundskeeper. You never see him. But you know
We've just ignored him the entire time.
Things get moved.
I'm just really good at my job.
Super good at his job.
Good old NPCs. Yeah, so when you get a Solar and Luna in,
So a Solar, it's now about 10:30.
At the third stroke, it will be 10:32 and 40 seconds. Beep. Beep. Beep.
The sending clock.
Hey, we are having a bit of a meeting in the workshop, and we thought it would be good if you could come.
Very well.
Cool. I'm gonna go get Luna.
Luna grumbles a little, but heads along with you.
As well. Cool.
Yeah, Remus. Apparently, Remus is somewhere in man-killer robes, smoking a fancy cigarette and drinking wine.
He deserves it, honestly.
Is it his vacation day? Did he ask us? Did he ask us 2 weeks? 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Did he fill in the holiday form, right?
Yeah. In triplicate.
Don't forget, don't forget, we're on a giant's castle, so the form is very big.
Yeah.
And you have to write it in capitals.
And in black ink, not blue.
Within the boxes.
Anyway, Luna and Essola arrive in the forge.
Hello, yes.
Borrowed explains his dream that happened, and then just sort of gestures to Sage.
Yeah, so the other night I had the same dream in the same location where a cave was full of crystals and a fissure opened up in the cave and a voice sounded male was saying that they can't protect you, something along those lines, but it said that to release him. I don't understand.
Do you recognise the cave at all?
The cave, it felt like home. It had purple crystals. It just felt nice. But when that fissure opened, it felt strange. Like something was trying to pry it open my chest. These dreams are going to get worse. You know that, Borrowed.
Yeah, that's kind of why I want the shard of this crystal substance out of my chest, so I stop having them.
If that's your source, what could my source be?
You grow crystals on, like, the regular, just, like, out of your flesh sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It depends on emotion.
I'm sure that's due to your patron.
Excuse me a moment.
I mean, unless you've got something lodged in you as well.
I doubt it.
Have you started having these dreams recently, or more since we came here?
Recently would be the correct answer, I believe. Soon after Sage and I had that fight, it was kind of it happened.
Unfortunately to bring it up, but yes, I do agree.
Moment. Question. Using my keen mind feat,
Yes.
do we know exactly where we were at the time of the fight? Exactly where we were?
Using your keen mind feat, you know that you were transporting people from Belliard to Summit Hall. So let me just have a quick look at the map. Where's Belliard on here? There it is.
It's kind of northeast.
So yeah, you'd have been somewhere over the Sumber Hills.
This is where player knowledge and character knowledge come into conflict again. I think I know where I think I, the player, think I know what the cave is. So it's since we've been in this area, then specifically over this area.
In and around the Sumber Hills and Deseret Valley.
How much do we know about the troubles that happened here previously?
Ask me
Not a lot.
questions that you know, and I will tell you what you know. Has this become a meeting of Weird Dreams Anonymous? Yes, Sean.
Yes,
Yes.
it has.
Hi, hey, it's just like, hi, my name's Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hi, my name's Steele. I technically don't sleep and therefore don't dream.
And everyone just clapped for you.
Way.
So we know the previous problems that were here. We know that there are 4 cults. We know that they were
Yep.
They were wrecked by a party of adventurers who may or may not have had a duck with them.
May or may not have had a duck.
Yep. Do we know any actual details about what that entailed?
You know that they were all attempting to summon a powerful elemental of whichever, like whatever their main element was. You are aware that there were 4 elementals who were all on the same sort of tier of power that they were all looking to summon, but the first one to successfully summon one was the fire elemental cult, who summoned the elemental prince Imix, and that the heroes managed to, with some great difficulty, beat Imix and sent him back to the fire elemental plane, as well as dispersing the vast amount of that cult. Apparently
possible.
including possibly Halanuxus himself, who claimed to have been there.
So I'd say to Sage, at least, and possibly to Borrowed, it's possible some of the troubles that were here previously, some of the elemental forces out here previously, may still be here in some form. If you've been getting dreams around this area,
But none of them have really featured elements.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been talking to an old destruction goddess who I was fashionably wearing her blood as armor and jewelry for a while, and then it exploded.
Sounds
Here we
absolutely
are.
amazing. Sounds absolutely amazing.
Come
Oh, it
across
was
the
quite fashionable.
robots, yes.
It's the
Yeah,
it's
that
the
too.
quote. It still says "release me."
And we are investigating one called the Chain.
yes, I just think we should keep in mind that there may be other forces at work, especially if you're getting dreams around this area.
Yeah, very
So,
true.
well, we know that there are remnants of the old elemental cults around this area. Then, at the same time, we know that there's been tell of this chained one.
Yes.
And of course, when all the elemental cults were dispersed and weakened, it would have left a power vacuum.
I think for now we should focus on on our current objective, but I think if your dreams seem to get stronger or weaker in a certain direction or around a certain point, that may be useful information.
Yeah. Sure. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Anything pertinent that you think? I mean, if you have a dream about Milo, we don't need to know.
Any
I think that-
any locations or landmarks?
Nothing.
Locations, landmarks,
Just a cave.
specific phrases, anything that you think should tell us all.
It was like a sea cave, kind of. Wasn't it, John? It was like a sea cave.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a.
somewhere around the coast.
Well, I can narrow it down to an island if you'd like, probably. But I'm not really keen to go back there.
To be honest, it's a cave. It could be underground. It doesn't necessarily need to be on the coast.
Well, that's true, but there is.
But you seem to recognize a specific place for it. You're saying.
Well, I mean, I did almost die on this island.
That was memory, I think. Yes.
It cements it in place, yeah.
Yeah, it cements it back, going back to Sparrow Falls and seeing if there's a fucking pyramid there. Not the one that killed the law god on that island, but
Yeah, I think for now, if you keep us updated of any changes or anything else becomes important, then I think that's all we can ask at the moment.
Will do.
And you too, Sage.
Yes, I always keep a record on all these dreams I'm having, and voices, of course.
It's called a dream journal.
It would never catch on.
As a paladin, I need to keep my oath. And yes, Borrowed, I am a paladin.
No, I got that. You said it you said it like. Well, I just needed like a. That's. I know. I realize.
Yeah.
You eventually disperse back to your various rooms and settle in for the night of, well, what sleep whatever of you get.
Dreams
Be
seem
that-
very, very annoying to me.
You
Be
don't have
that-
dreams, do you?
Be that 4 hours of meditation or 6 hours on standby mode.
Pretty much, I think so.
know what,
Yeah, 6 hours. 6 hours inactive.
How exactly do you recharge?
I don't need to recharge.
It's a USB port.
There's a little
You've got-
spider
that's
rewinds the clockwork inside.
Ah.
Dare you, I'm not clockwork, not a toy.
Borrowed.
Yes.
The following morning, as you're starting to wake up, presumably still sleeping in the kitchen?
Yeah, I've got a pillow this time.
Okay. A voice comes into your head.
Oh dear.
You recognize the voice. It's Milo. There are not enough days in forever to allow me to fully express the depths of my love for you. I miss you. And then there's a... and a parcel appears on the table in front of you.
I open it.
Inside there are a few food ingredients, spices, meats, fruits, vegetables, candies. There's a small book of recipes. And there is
A portrait of Milo riding a dragon.
there is this bracelet.
Oh, Bard immediately puts it on. This is the... Oh, man. Oh. If he can reply to the message, he just goes, I love you too, this is amazing, thank you so much, I miss you, and just fades out like that. Just
So
a little
Milo,
overwhelmed.
You hear that as a response to the message.
And also like, I'm okay, it's fine, everything's good, I love you so much and I miss you, ah!
And as soon as he gets to 25 words, it cuts off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Borrowed, you have a parcel of fresh ingredients
Oh.
and a little book of recipes. Spending the rest of the day and studying the book, and with your current level of knowledge, we're going to look at the Unearthed Arcana, and you get the chef's feat.
Yes! Yes! Oh, I was hoping so. Oh.
Because I don't think there is anybody else that I could just give that feat to for free. Probably some people in other parties, but definitely this is something that Borrowed needs. So for anybody who doesn't know and hasn't seen the Unearthed Arcana, I'm just trying to find it now. This all came up during the session. Borrowed.
Yes.
You can increase your constitutional wisdom by 1.
Ooh. I think I will increase my constitution.
You gain proficiency with chef's utensils.
Awesome.
If you didn't already have it.
I believe I did.
Okay, well, that bit doesn't apply then.
Yeah.
As part of a short rest, you can cook a special food, provided you have ingredients and your chef's utensils on hand. You can prepare enough of this food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. At the end of the short rest, anyone who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit dice to regain hit points regains an additional 1d8.
Ooh, that's really cool. Oh, yes!
Similarly, with an hour of work or when you finish a long rest, you can cook a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus. These last for 8 hours. A creature can use a bonus action to eat one of these treats and gain a temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
Amazing. I'm making everyone Yorkshire, like tiny miniature meat pies.
Okay.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that so much. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much, Tanny. Thank you so much, Milo. Jeez.
Tanny says in the chat, as difficult, and you're welcome, Borrowed.
Good old keyboard slam.
So I think with all that's going on there, this is a fabulous place to call this to a close, and we will pick this up again in 2 weeks' time. When you arrive at Ithrimbil and possibly confront Palarandusk, the Golden Dragon, or at the very least attempt to. In the meantime, thank you guys in the chat so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know when we go live. It's a completely free way that you can support the channel and lets you keep up with our antics that include, but are not limited to, tomorrow night, Sean and I will be on the Minecraft Monday servers playing Minecraft. Tomorrow we're going to be playing with the Empowerer and hopefully defeating the Wither, which will be all sorts of fun. On Tuesday, Sean, Jeff and myself will be back going through the Shroudbreaker. We've got the Shroudbreaker back together again. We can go to the Shores of Gold now. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. But first we have to meet someone within the Devil's Roar.
Oh joy. On Wednesday it is episode 8 of the Feral Knights campaign, so tune in to see that. That was due to take place earlier this month, but unfortunately got delayed at the last minute, so we've put it later in this month that has 5 Wednesdays in it. So I think I've got a quick rundown for anybody who forgot what they did last time. the last episode of Feral Knights, they went shopping. Vassaloon joined the team. They went shopping. The group heard of the Mortigan villager imprisoned in Altmero Fort. They went to the prison. They went shopping.
I was going to say, there's very no shopping there.
They went and talked to the prisoner. They triggered a side quest. They went shopping.
Contained going shopping? Yeah, there you go.
The group went to meet the village chief and the villager's fiancée. Caradas liked that. The noble arrived and resumed hitting on the fiancée while disrespecting everyone else. Caradas didn't like that. Nova didn't like that. Vassaloon didn't like that. Gargan didn't like that. Lucia felt murderous. Nova charmed the noble. Caradas spat and headbutted the noble. They went shopping. The captain of the guard arrived. The noble got angry. The captain of the guard arrested the noble and asked the group to stand witness at the trial, and they went shopping. So stay tuned for next time when they go shopping. And then on Thursday, the Angel Games player is going to be playing more Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. So if that is something that you are interested in, stay tuned over on her channel for that. On Friday this week, it's as we said, there's 5 weeks this month, so I'll work out a game to play on Friday. On Saturday next week, we've got a special one-shot. It's a special D&D one-shot with a new group of adventurers who were designed to go to convention games, but unfortunately they've all been cancelled this year, so I figured I'll do a special one-shot for my birthday, which is next Saturday, which is insane that we're that far through the year already. And we will introduce you to this new group of people, the Agents of Sia, and we shall play a little adventure called Heartkiller's Horn. So stay tuned for that next Saturday, and then Sunday next week we will be back with the Waterdeep Dragon Heist, the Troll Skull team. Continue to meet new NPCs within Waterdeep, attempt to get Troll Skull Manor refurbished and open as a tavern, and generally make their mark upon the world. For now, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. We hope you've all had fun, and I'm just going to see, is anybody live at the moment?
Bob Ross is. Sorry. I happen to be on Twitch.
Sadly not on my list, but I am going to say let's throw it over to Miss Luna Magic with a K, who is playing Fallout 4. So we'll send some love over that way. We'll see you again tomorrow night for Minecraft Mondays. See you again in 2 weeks' time for more of this, where the group will be served mini meat pies by Borrowed. We'll see you again real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Lads.
Lads.